Inner peace radiates outer beauty. You've probably met someone who just glows. Not because of makeup, not because of perfectly styled hair, not because they've just stepped out of a spa, but because there's something about them that feels calm, grounded, and effortlessly beautiful. You can't quite put your finger on it, but you feel it. That glow, it's not from the outside in. It's from the inside out. This is the magic of inner peace. It's more than just feeling calm. It's an energy, a presence, a quiet confidence that radiates beyond your physical features. When your mind is tranquil, your heart at ease, and your spirit unshaken by life's storms, it shows. It shows in the way you speak, in the way you look at people, in the way you carry yourself. We often think of beauty as something we have to apply. The right clothes, the right skin routine, the right filter. And while there's nothing wrong with caring for your appearance, here's the truth. The most captivating kind of beauty can't be bought. It can't be painted on. It grows naturally when your mind is uncluttered, when your emotions are in harmony, when you live in alignment with yourself. Think of a lake in the early morning, the surface still and glass-like, reflecting the sky in perfect clarity. That's what a peaceful mind feels like. And just like the lake, it reflects beauty in everything around it. Science even backs this up. Chronic stress affects our skin, our posture, even our eyes. Tension creates frown lines, tight shoulders, and a heavy energy that people can sense. But when you're at peace, your body relaxes. Your muscles soften. Your breathing deepens. Your eyes brighten. You literally look different. I've seen this in my own life. There was a time I was constantly running, chasing deadlines, trying to prove myself. My face was tense, my sleep was poor, and even though I tried to look put together, something was missing. Then, when I started meditating daily and letting go of the mental noise, people began asking me if I had changed my skincare routine. I hadn't. The only thing I'd changed was my inner world. And that's the beauty of it. Peace makes you magnetic without you trying to be. People are drawn to those who feel safe to be around, who don't carry chaos in their eyes. In a noisy world, calm is rare. And rare things are valuable. But how do you find that inner calm? It's not about escaping life or pretending everything's fine. It's about creating space inside yourself where life's noise doesn't control you. For some, it's meditation. For others, it's a mindful walk in the park, journaling, or simply breathing deeply before responding to stress. The key is to give yourself permission to slow down, to pause before reacting, to notice your own thoughts, to care for your emotional well-being as much as you care for your physical one. Here's a question for you. When was the last time you truly felt still inside? No rushing thoughts, no inner arguments, no what's next. Just being here, in this exact moment. That feeling is worth cultivating. And here's the beautiful part. The more peace you create within yourself, the less you feel the need to compare, compete, or prove your worth. That shift changes how you interact with others. Your conversations become warmer. Your smile more genuine. And people can feel it, even if they can't explain why. Buddhist teachings often say that the face is a reflection of the mind. If the mind is cloudy, the face is clouded. If the mind is clear, the face shines. This doesn't mean you'll never have bad days. We are all human. But the more you anchor yourself in peace, the more resilient your beauty becomes. It's not fragile. It doesn't fade when life gets messy. We live in a culture that sells beauty as something external and temporary. But real radiance? It's timeless. Wrinkles can't erase it. Years can't dull it. Because it's not about youth, it's about presence. So the next time you think about improving your looks, start with the inside. Ask yourself, what can I let go of today that's weighing me down? Maybe it's an old resentment, a fear of not being enough, or the pressure to be perfect. When you release those burdens, you free up space for joy. And joy makes you luminous. Here's the truth I want you to remember. Peace is not passive. It's not just sitting still and hoping for the best. It's an active choice to protect your mental space, to nurture your emotional health, and to return, again and again, to what truly matters. Because when your heart is at peace, your beauty is not just seen, it's felt. And that's the kind of beauty the world needs more of. The inner secret to true radiance. What if the secret to glowing skin, the kind that makes people turn their heads when you walk into a room, isn't in your makeup bag? What if it's in your mind? We live in a world where beauty is treated like a product you can buy. Shelves are lined with bottles promising instant radiance. Ads whisper that the right cream, the right serum, the right foundation will finally make you beautiful enough. And so we spend hundreds, sometimes thousands, each year trying to upgrade our appearance. But here's the intriguing truth. There's a kind of beauty no cosmetic can create. A beauty that can't be bought, brushed on, or bottled. It comes from the inside. And the secret ingredient is inner peace. Think about the last time you met someone who just shined. Not because of perfect skin or symmetrical features, but because they had this presence. They felt grounded, calm, at ease in their own skin. Being around them made you feel lighter, more comfortable, even safe. That's inner peace at work. When your mind is tranquil, when your heart isn't at war with itself, it shows. It shows in the way you smile, soft, genuine, unforced. It shows in your posture, open, unguarded. It shows in your eyes, clear, steady, alive. Stress, on the other hand, leaves its own signature. Tension furrows your brow. Worry clouds your gaze. The weight of unspoken emotions pulls at your shoulders, tightens your jaw, and drains the color from your cheeks. No concealer in the world can fully mask that. I've experienced this myself. A few years ago, my life was a constant race. Emails, deadlines, obligations stacked one on top of another. My skin wasn't glowing, no matter how much water I drank or how many products I tried. Then I started meditating for just 10 minutes a day. I learned to pause, to breathe, to let go of the mental clutter that was exhausting me. Within weeks, people started asking if I had changed my skincare routine. I hadn't. The only thing I'd changed was my inner state. Science agrees. Chronic stress speeds up aging at the cellular level, disrupts your sleep, and triggers inflammation that shows up on your skin. Inner calm, however, lowers stress hormones, improves blood flow, and balances your nervous system, leading to a natural, healthy glow. So why don't we treat inner peace as a beauty essential? Maybe because it doesn't come in a shiny package. Maybe because it takes practice, and practice doesn't promise instant results. But here's the paradox. The more you focus on building peace inside, the more lasting your outer beauty becomes. Buddhist teachings often say that the face reflects the mind. If the mind is stormy, the face cannot be still. But when the mind is clear, the face becomes luminous. And it's not just an Eastern idea. Across cultures, we instinctively notice when someone lights up a room. That light isn't makeup. It's their inner world shining through. You might be wondering, how do you cultivate that kind of calm? It's not about escaping your life or pretending everything's fine. It's about creating space inside yourself where the noise of the world can't control you. For some people, it's meditation. For others, it's journaling, walking in nature, practicing gratitude, or simply taking 5 deep, mindful breaths before reacting to something stressful. The method matters less than the intention, to nurture your mind the way you nurture your body. Here's a question worth asking yourself. What would happen if I invested as much energy in my mental and emotional well-being as I do in my physical appearance? Because the truth is, the two are deeply connected. A peaceful mind relaxes your muscles, softens your expression, improves your posture, and gives your eyes that unmistakable spark. It changes the way you carry yourself, and people notice, even if they can't explain why. We often chase beauty in all the wrong places, but real beauty doesn't start in front of a mirror. It starts in the quiet moments when you choose to let go of resentment, when you forgive yourself, when you slow down enough to feel the sun on your face, the breeze in your hair, the breath in your lungs. When you do that, you begin to radiate. And that radiance doesn't fade with time, it deepens. So the next time you think about improving your looks, try asking instead, what can I release today that's weighing me down? Because when you carry less inside, you shine more outside. And here's the most beautiful part. This kind of beauty isn't just for you. When you're at peace, you give permission for others to be at peace too. You become a calm presence in a chaotic world. A reminder that beauty is not about perfection, it's about connection. Inner peace is the foundation. Everything else is decoration. And that's a kind of beauty no makeup bag will ever hold. The silent language of stress. You can tell a lot about someone without them saying a single word. The way their shoulders slump when they walk into a room. The heaviness in their eyes. The absence of light in their smile. Our bodies carry stories, and stress is one of the loudest storytellers of all. We often think stress lives only in the mind, in our thoughts, in our worries, in the never-ending to-do lists. But stress is fluent in a silent language. It speaks through your skin, your posture, your energy. It shows up in dullness where there was once a glow, in eyes that look tired even after a full night's sleep, in the fine lines that deepen far earlier than they should. There's science behind this. Chronic stress floods your body with cortisol, the fight or flight hormone. In small doses, cortisol is useful. It helps you respond to danger, keeps you alert. But when it's constantly elevated, day after day, it starts to wear your body down. Cortisol breaks down collagen, the protein that keeps your skin smooth and firm. It disrupts your sleep, which is when your body does most of its cellular repair. It increases inflammation, which can cause redness, puffiness, or acne flare-ups. Over time, stress literally accelerates aging. And you don't need a microscope to see it. Your face becomes the canvas where that story is painted. I've seen it happen. I once knew a woman whose life was an endless whirlwind of work, family obligations, and unspoken pressure to keep it all together. She was in her mid-40s, but her skin was losing its vitality, her eyes often rimmed with exhaustion. Then she made a radical choice. She cut her work hours in half, started walking in nature every morning, and took up meditation. Within months, the change was unmistakable. Her skin regained color. Her smile returned. Even her friends said she looked 10 years younger. What changed? Not her skincare routine. Not her makeup. What changed was the environment inside her body. The biochemical storm quieted down, and her body could finally heal. This is the transformation most people overlook. We chase creams, treatments, and diets to fix the surface, but rarely do we address the storm underneath. And yet, when the storm calms, the surface transforms almost effortlessly. Imagine 2 before and after photos. In the first, someone is in the grip of stress, their expression tense, skin sallow, eyes unfocused. In the second, that same person months later, after making inner peace a priority. The change is so striking you might think they've been on vacation for weeks. In truth, they've simply given their nervous system a break. The silent language of stress is powerful, but so is the silent language of calm. Just as stress drains your face, peace nourishes it. When cortisol levels drop, inflammation decreases. Blood flow improves, giving your skin a healthy flush. Your muscles release tension, softening your expression. And perhaps most importantly, your eyes regain their clarity and brightness, the kind of light that no makeup can mimic. So here's a question worth asking yourself. If someone could take a photo of you right now, what would your face be saying? Would it be telling a story of constant battle? Or would it be reflecting moments of rest, joy, and ease? This isn't about vanity, it's about vitality. Your outer self is a reflection of what's happening inside. If you want to look more alive, you have to live in a way that supports life inside you. That means managing your stress not as an afterthought, but as a daily practice. And no, it doesn't mean you have to quit your job or move to a mountaintop. It can be as simple as taking 3 deep breaths before opening your inbox, stepping outside for a 5-minute walk in the sun, saying no to one extra obligation this week so you can say yes to your own well-being. The transformation may not be instant, but it is inevitable. Little by little, your body learns that it's safe to relax. Your skin responds. Your sleep deepens. Your eyes clear. And slowly, the silent language of stress is replaced by something softer, warmer, more inviting. Because here's the thing, people can sense peace just as much as they can sense stress. When you walk into a room carrying calm instead of chaos, people notice, even if they can't name it. And that's the kind of presence that stays in their memory long after the conversation ends. Your face is your story. Every laugh line, every freckle, every expression is a chapter. You can't control all the plot twists, but you can choose the tone of the story. You can choose to let stress be the narrator, or you can choose to let peace have the final word. So maybe the real beauty secret isn't in your bathroom cabinet. Maybe it's in the way you treat your mind and your heart. Reduce the noise inside, and your outside will speak volumes. Cultivating your inner garden. I want you to imagine, just for a moment, that your mind is a garden. Every thought, every feeling, every habit is a seed. Some seeds grow into flowers, joy, kindness, patience. Others grow into weeds, resentment, worry, self-doubt. And here's the thing, whatever you water will grow. Most of us are watering our weeds without even realizing it. We feed them with stress, overthinking, and endless scrolling. Then we wonder why our garden feels tangled and overrun. But what if you could choose, every single day, to cultivate your inner garden? To plant peace, to grow clarity, to nourish joy? It starts small. You don't need to become a monk or move to the mountains. You just need to give your nervous system little moments of rest, little patches of sunlight in your day. And sometimes, all it takes is 60 seconds. One of the simplest tools I found is a 60-second breathwork reset. Here's how it works. Close your eyes. Inhale slowly for a count of 4. Hold for 4. Exhale for a count of 6. Feel your shoulders drop, your jaw unclench. Even in 1 minute, your heart rate begins to slow, your mind clears just a little. It's like pulling a few weeds before they take over the whole garden. Another way to tend to your inner space is gratitude journaling. I know, it sounds simple, maybe too simple, but it works. Each night, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big. The smell of coffee in the morning, the smile from a stranger, the sound of rain on your window. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's already blooming. Over time, it changes the soil of your mind, making it richer and more fertile for joy. And then there's sleep, the rain that nourishes your garden every night. Without enough restorative sleep, even the healthiest garden will wither. But sleep isn't just about the number of hours you get, it's about the quality. Create a bedtime ritual. Dim the lights an hour before bed, keep your phone out of reach, maybe sip a cup of herbal tea. Make your bedroom a sanctuary, cool, dark, and quiet. Think of it as tucking your garden in for the night so it can wake up refreshed and ready to grow. What you feed your body also feeds your mind. Certain foods can actually help your inner garden thrive, not just in your mood, but in your skin and overall vitality. Omega-3 fatty acids from salmon, walnuts, or flax seeds help reduce inflammation. Leafy greens like spinach and kale provide antioxidants that protect your cells. Berries nourish both your brain and your skin with vitamins and phytonutrients. And staying hydrated is like watering your garden. Without it, nothing grows well. I've experienced this shift firsthand. There was a time when my days felt like a storm, rushing, reacting, running on caffeine and adrenaline. My mind was overgrown with weeds, and it showed in my face, my energy, my relationships. When I started tending my inner garden, even just 5 minutes of breathwork, a short gratitude list, and paying attention to my sleep, everything began to change. My skin looked healthier. I laughed more. I felt more patient, less hurried. And here's the beautiful part. Cultivating your inner garden doesn't just benefit you. When you carry peace inside, people feel it around you. You become that calm presence in the room, the person others feel safe with. Your inner flowers, patience, compassion, clarity, begin to bloom outward, and others are nourished by them too. So let me ask you, if your mind is a garden, what's growing there right now? And what do you want to see in full bloom a month from now? 6 months from now? The truth is, your garden will grow something no matter what. But if you want beauty, resilience, and peace, you have to plant them intentionally. Start with just 1 seed, 1 minute of deep breathing, 1 page of gratitude, 1 night of truly restful sleep. Water it every day. Watch it grow. Because when you tend your inner world, your outer world transforms. And that's the kind of beauty that lasts. The glow up from within. When we talk about a glow up, most people think of hair, makeup, and a wardrobe overhaul. But the most powerful glow up doesn't come from the mall, the salon, or the spa. It comes from somewhere much deeper, your nervous system, your emotions, and the way you carry peace within you. Here's something fascinating you might not have heard before. There's a nerve running from your brain all the way down to your gut called the vagus nerve. Think of it as a messenger between your body and your mind. It controls your heart rate, your breathing, your digestion, and yes, even your facial expressions. When you're stressed, the vagus nerve signals your body to go into fight or flight. Your facial muscles tighten, your jaw clenches, your eyes narrow. You might not notice it, but others do. Your whole expression changes. And when you're calm, the vagus nerve does the opposite. It sends signals that relax your muscles, soften your eyes, and lift the corners of your mouth ever so slightly. That relaxed openness, that's the foundation of your natural radiance. Science backs this up. Positive emotions like joy, gratitude, and contentment don't just feel good, they literally show up on your face. Genuine smiles activate different muscles than forced ones, creating warmth in your expression that people can instinctively sense. Over time, Living in a state of more frequent positive emotions can even improve muscle tone in your face, making you appear more vibrant and alive. Think about someone you know who seems to glow without trying. Chances are, they're not thinking about how they look. They're simply present, engaged, and at ease. Their eyes meet yours fully. Their smile reaches all the way up. That's the glow up from within. I remember a woman named Claire who joined one of my mindfulness workshops. She was in her early 50s, successful in her career, but she told me she always looked tired and tense, no matter how much rest she got. Over the weeks, she began practicing daily breathing exercises that stimulated her vagus nerve, along with short gratitude reflections in the evening. 3 months later, her friends started commenting that she looked different, softer, lighter, even younger. But she hadn't changed her skincare routine or diet. What had changed was the way her nervous system lived most of its time in calm rather than stress. This is why inner work matters so much for outer beauty. Your face is a mirror of your inner state. You can lay on makeup, but if your baseline expression is tight and guarded, people will still feel the tension. When you relax from the inside out, you don't just change how you look, you change the energy people feel when they're around you. So how can you start your own glow up from within? Here are a few simple, science-backed steps. First, learn to activate your vagus nerve through breath. Try this. Inhale slowly for a count of 4, then exhale for a count of 6. The longer exhale tells your body, it's safe now. This not only calms your mind but also softens your facial muscles. Second, consciously cultivate positive emotions. Keep a small joy list, moments in your day that make you smile, no matter how tiny. A warm cup of tea, a funny text from a friend, the way sunlight falls across your desk. When you notice and savor these moments, you train your brain and your face to reflect more warmth. Third, practice genuine connection. When you're speaking with someone, give them your full attention. Put away your phone, meet their eyes, and let your face respond naturally. This openness nourishes both of you, and that shared humanity is one of the most beautiful things we can wear. The best part? The glow you gain this way isn't temporary. It doesn't wash off at night or fade when the trend changes. It grows stronger the more you nurture it, because it's woven into who you are. We live in a culture obsessed with filters, retouching, and perfection. But the truth is, no filter can replace the light in someone's eyes when they're truly at peace. No photo edit can replicate the warmth of a genuine smile born from gratitude. And no anti-aging cream can do what a calm nervous system and a joyful heart can accomplish over time. So maybe it's time to ask ourselves, are we investing more in the surface than in the source? Because the surface will always follow the source. Your inner glow up isn't just about looking better, it's about feeling better, living better, and sharing that energy with the world. And the more you do, the more your beauty will speak in the most universal language there is, presence. Daily rituals for lasting radiance. Let's be honest, most of us, when we think about radiance, immediately picture skincare routines, expensive serums, or that one miracle cream everyone swears by. But here's the truth no beauty ad will tell you. The kind of glow that truly lasts doesn't come from a jar. It comes from your daily rituals, the small, intentional acts that nourish not just your skin, but your mind and spirit. Let's start with the morning. The way you greet the day sets the tone for everything that follows. Before you even reach for your phone, pause. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, what do I want to feel today? That question is more powerful than you think. Instead of rushing straight into the noise of emails, social media, and to-do lists, you give your nervous system a gift, a moment of peace before the storm. One of my favorite practices is a short morning affirmation ritual. You don't need anything fancy. Just stand by a window, let the sunlight touch your face, and speak to yourself, out loud if you can, words that you want to carry into your day. I am grounded. I am capable. I am at peace. It may sound simple, but science backs it up. When you start your day with calm, positive self-talk, you activate neural pathways that help you handle stress better. Your facial muscles soften. Your eyes look brighter. That's not just emotion, that's biology. Next comes mindful movement. We live in a world where our bodies are often treated like machines, expected to push through without pause. But tension, whether from stress or bad posture, shows up on your face. The jaw tightens. The brows furrow. Shoulders creep up toward the ears. And over time, this tension dulls not just your expression, but your energy. That's why I recommend at least 10 to 15 minutes of gentle movement in the morning. This could be a few rounds of yoga sun salutations, or simply walking slowly around your block while paying attention to your breath. The goal isn't to burn calories, it's to release what your body has been holding overnight. Imagine starting your day with muscles that feel light, joints that move easily, and a face that's not carrying yesterday's stress. Even if you can't do a full yoga flow, you can take a minute to unclench your jaw, roll your shoulders, or massage the muscles around your temples. These small acts tell your body, you are safe, you can soften. And when the body softens, the face glows. And then there's the evening, the time most people underestimate. Here's something you might not realize. The way you end your day determines how well your body repairs itself overnight. Sleep isn't just rest, it's when your cells regenerate, your skin repairs damage, and your mind processes emotions. But if you crash into bed still scrolling through your phone, your nervous system stays alert. That's why you wake up feeling tired even after 8 hours. An evening wind-down ritual can change everything. About an hour before bed, dim the lights. Let your body know it's time to slow down. Avoid heavy conversations, and if possible, put your devices away. Yes, even that just one last TikTok. Instead, try reading something gentle, journaling about your day, or sipping herbal tea. I also love a short gratitude practice before sleep. You simply close your eyes and list 3 things you appreciated that day. They can be small: the warmth of your coffee, a smile from a stranger, the sound of rain on your window. Gratitude shifts your nervous system into a state of calm and contentment, which not only helps you sleep deeper, but also lowers stress hormones that affect your skin's health. Why does all this matter? Because radiance is more than skin deep. The face is a mirror of what's happening inside. When your mornings start with peace, your body moves with ease, and your evenings end with gratitude, you're not just taking care of your appearance, you're creating a foundation for emotional balance and physical vitality. I remember speaking with a friend who, after months of feeling drained, decided to change her mornings and evenings before touching anything else. She didn't buy new skincare. She didn't change her diet. She simply committed to 10 minutes of breathing and affirmations in the morning, a short walk in the afternoon, and no screens after 9 p.m. Within a month, people started telling her she looked different. Not in a made-up, filtered way, but in a rested, luminous way. Her glow wasn't makeup. It was the quiet joy of a nervous system that finally felt safe. So maybe the real beauty secret isn't about adding more, it's about subtracting the chaos. Creating space in your day where you can breathe, move, and be still. If you try this for even a week, you might notice small changes. Your shoulders feel lighter, your smile comes easier, your skin looks more alive. And over time, these small shifts stack up into something bigger, a radiance that doesn't fade when the makeup comes off. Because lasting beauty isn't just about how you look in the mirror, it's about how you feel in your own skin. And that feeling is something you can create, starting today, with the simplest rituals. So tomorrow morning, before the world rushes in, give yourself that first, sacred moment. Speak gently to yourself. Move with intention. And tonight, when the day is done, let your mind and body rest without interruption. Your glow will thank you. Embrace your authentic shine. There comes a moment in life when you realize that no amount of approval from others can fill the emptiness you feel inside. Maybe it happens quietly, standing in front of the mirror one morning, noticing that even on your best hair day, something still feels off. Or maybe it hits you in the middle of a social gathering, surrounded by smiles and compliments, yet sensing an unshakable hollowness beneath the surface. For so long, we are taught to chase external validation. From childhood gold stars to social media likes, from promotions to compliments about our appearance, the world tells us, when they approve of you, you'll be happy. But here's the secret no one really emphasizes. True radiance doesn't begin with their approval. It begins with your acceptance. Self-acceptance isn't passive. It's not just liking yourself on good days and ignoring your flaws. It's the radical act of standing with yourself, even when you stumble, even when you feel messy, imperfect, and utterly human. It's saying, I am enough, not because you've achieved some imagined standard, but because your worth was never conditional in the first place. Think about it. When you meet someone who is genuinely at peace with themselves, you can feel it. They don't have to try to impress you. They don't bend themselves into shapes to fit your expectations. They simply are. And somehow, that being feels magnetic. It draws you in. This is what I call authentic shine. Authentic shine is different from beauty, charm, or charisma, though it may carry all three. It's not about being flawless, it's about being real. It's about knowing that your quirks, your laugh lines, your unique rhythm, they are not blemishes, but signatures of a life truly lived. And here's where confidence comes in. Not the loud, boastful kind that masks insecurity, but the quiet confidence born from inner peace. When you're no longer exhausting yourself chasing other people's approval, you have more energy to simply live, to create, to love. Your presence changes. People start to notice, not because you're seeking attention, but because you've stopped seeking it. Paradoxically, that's when you become most attractive. I remember meeting a woman in her 60s at a meditation retreat. She had no makeup, wore simple clothes, and spoke in a calm, measured voice. There was nothing flashy about her, and yet, she was radiant. Not in the way the magazines define it, but in the way the sunrise is radiant, gentle, steady, and impossible to look away from. She told me that in her younger years, she tried to mold herself into whatever version she thought people wanted. But one day, she got tired. She said, "When I stopped performing for the world, I started living in it." That stayed with me. This is why embracing your authentic shine isn't just about personal happiness. It's an act of liberation. When you free yourself from the grip of external validation, you also free the people around you. You show them that they, too, can exist without performing. You give them permission to be human. But of course, this shift takes courage. We live in a culture that profits from our insecurities. Entire industries are built on the idea that we are not enough, yet. Not pretty enough, not successful enough, not loved enough. The moment you decide to step off that treadmill, you may feel disoriented, even rebellious. But I promise you, what you'll gain in peace will far outweigh what you lose in approval. So how do you start? Begin with small acts of honesty. Notice when you're saying yes just to be liked, and experiment with saying no when you mean it. Catch yourself when you look in the mirror and focus on what's wrong instead of what's real. Replace the thought, "I'll be worthy when," with "I am worthy now." And maybe, most importantly, spend time with people who see the real you, not the polished, curated version. The ones who love you on your messy days, who don't need you to be on all the time. The ones who remind you that you don't have to earn your place in their hearts. Your authentic shine is not something you can buy, apply, or manufacture. It grows from the inside out, watered by self-compassion and lit by the steady flame of self-trust. Now, I want to hear from you. What has your journey towards self-acceptance looked like? Was there a moment when you realized that chasing approval was stealing your peace? And when you've experienced even a glimpse of that inner peace, how has it changed the way you move through the world, and the way the world responds to you? Share your story in the comments, because every story is a spark. And when we share our sparks, we help each other see in the dark. So today, let your light be unfiltered, unforced, and unmistakably yours. You don't need to perform. You don't need to compete. You don't need to earn the right to shine. You already do.